Hi, how to make an electric guitar?
I don't know, man.
Well, I don't know, but from the name of it, it's just a combination of guitar and electricity.
Logical.
Here's a simple one I made. Here's the basic electric guitar I made with 4 strings.
Oh my god! Wow!
We can add more strings if you want to.
I would, but I don't want to.
You don't have a better bad idea than this?
Please join me for the first time to hear how it sounds. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh boy. Here we go.
That was a little weird.
It definitely made me sound like a rock star. Although it feels more like an electric chair than a guitar.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So for example, if I connect my 12-volt supply here to the primary and charge it and then disconnect it, the voltage of the primary should jump up, creating a huge voltage on the secondary here that should create a spark. Let's try it out.
Alrighty then.
There is nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing! Nothing!
Is there actually a voltage?
It's about to go down.
Well, my theory was right. Obviously there is high voltage on the secondary.
You're a goddamn genius!
Basically, you have 2 copper rails that are tied to the power lines, and the projectile is just a piece of wire that shorts the 2 rails and jumps forward.
I don't really understand technology.
Let me demonstrate. I plug it in, and now the rails are live, so under no circumstances you should touch the rails.
I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be bad.
Now I put the projectile on.
I fucking knew it!
Oh, maybe she dropped the wall adapter in the water, completely submerged it, and then plugged it in.
Why would you do that?
Oh! So I guess
Another one.
Oh, this is pretty dead. See, soapy water is much more conductive than regular water.
What?
Let's charge the car battery with these.
Do it.
Now I have to wait till... Remember, to charge the battery with another, you have to connect the positive to positive and negative to negative.
Of course.
Otherwise, you'll short the battery. I've made my simple circuit here and I attach it to the primary. And I'm using my 12-volt drill battery as the source. Let's try it out.
Guess who wasn't impressed?
Wow, this is wild. You can see how far...
This is so much better.
Patience. Use the force. Think.
Okay.
Oh my god, will you let it go?
Slippery. I could take it off. Ow! Maybe that's it. I tried to pull out the wall adapter with my soapy hands and they slipped. So I tried to shove my fingers under the wall adapter and they touched the exposed contacts.
I'm not a smart man.
I made it look more like a taser by gluing these nails to it.
Okay.
Let's look at it spark now.
Don't touch it. Ever. Ever.
This gap is quite wide. Let me measure it for you.
I told you not to. I told you.
Well, you know, metal is generally conductive and electrons always find the easiest path to travel.
Really?
So I would never touch any high voltage with a 100-mile long metal pole.
Of course not.
Let's see if it picked up any charge. Ow!
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, let's try it. I have my 120-volt AC live wires here and I'm just
Another one.
gonna connect. These sparks are so strong they can set a piece of paper on fire.
Burn the house down.
See?
And that hasn't worked.
Always be careful when you set things on fire at home.
Burn them all.
Handling live loose wires like this is quite dangerous.
Danger's my middle name.
So I tied one side to the filament and I'm gonna carefully touch the other side of the filament. As you can see on the scope, the output voltage is around 170 volts.
Yeah, totally.
Now I like to use my 100 ohm resistor and connect it to the output to see how the waveform changes.
Wait for it.
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 Keep waiting.
Wait for it. I knew it the whole time.
A quick calculation shows having 170 volts across 100 ohm generates 300 watts of power.
No, I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
It's like having a 300 watt lamp within your fingers. It burns your skin very quickly.
You know something? You're right.
These screws also get quite tight and need some good force to open.
May the force be with you.
Oh my god, I just hit and released the jack accidentally and the car fell over.
Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations!
The wheel fell right on my shoe, but I was able to pull my foot out fast. Now I will measure some waveforms. I connected the probe to my output lines, connected my circuit to this power bar, and now I will turn the power bar on.
It's gonna be great.
Let's measure the current too. Oh, it's not making a good
Your skill is extraordinary.
contact. This is bullshit. It's as if the internet is wrong. I was running 313 amps through it and it didn't even move. How much current do I need? A bazillion amps for it to move a teensy bit?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Now if I connect the circuits together... Wow!
Wow.
Alright. The polar capacitors are no good for reversible. I have a piece of 22 gauge wire here which I'll measure the voltage across. If I connect it to the output of my auto transformer, I should... And burn my fingers again. Eventually, we will have to isolate the circuit well to avoid leaking charges because they will load the circuit and lower the voltage.
And here we go.
The series... Ow! Shit. Damn it. Remember, even after disconnecting the supply, the capacitors still hold charge.
Duh.
The piece of wire simply shorts the AC output, so I start at 0 volt and slowly raise the voltage while I'm measuring the current with my clamp meter. Let's see.
No! No!
Oh, to measure the current accurately, you need a relatively accurate shunt resistor.
It has begun!
For example, here I have a 1 ohm 5% resistor and I'm gonna run 2 amp through it and measure the voltage across it.
That's a great idea.
See, now the voltage reading here is actually showing that there is 1.8 amp running through it. It's burning now.
I don't wanna do this anymore.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe.
Subscribe to that.
Just do it!